Wow. All right. Now, just forgive me if you can hear me. I have to actually uh, find your chat because I can't really. I have the old chat, so I won't be able to see your questions or anything. So just give me another moment. Uh, Something went wrong with my previous live broadcast, so just give me a moment. All right. Now you have to find me. I don't know why that didn't work. The entire new technical world baffles me a little bit. But I'll see if anyone can find me. There you are. Chia. Scorpio. Yes, hello. I'm going to wait till a few people come in. Good, good. I'm so glad this is working. This is only the second or third time that I've tried this. And so that something went wrong is not surprising. How to react to it is the matter of learning. So I'll wait for a few people to come in. Oh, there you go. Hello. Pisces from Australia. Yes, Kate Lewis, 10 Scorpios. Kate Lewis, welcome, welcome. There's a beautiful, beautiful storm this evening here in, here we go. Hi there. In Sarasota, where I live. I hope you enjoyed the Scorpio reading. I have Scorpio rising, and it was, I couldn't even relay to you the levels of energy that I was feeling from that reading. So it's going to be an ultra exciting month for us. As a Pisces, I'm a Pisces myself with Scorpio rising. Generally, I was mentioning in the video that the ascendant is more telling about the day-to-day material, eventful horizons around the particular month. The sun gives you sort of like how you digested it at the end on an emotional and psychic level, just how you digested what happens to you. The moon, even a little bit more remote, because if it's your moon sign, it could very well be that it's about your instinctive reaction to the events around you, how you instinctively then respond to the changes of the month. That's the interesting difference between the sun, moon, and rising. So here we go. Broken Gong. These names, the internet and YouTube have made things so much more creative and interesting. Pluto conjunct the ascendant in the first house. Woo! Well, you'd be somebody who'd constantly be inspiring everyone around you. You've got some heavy lessons though in life. Broken Gong. Pluto in the first house. It's sort of the garb you wear, personality garb you wear is that of Pluto, and a very intense and multifaceted personality. So the idea is, if you've never been to this, if I have an idea, because some of the people responded and said it would be nice if right after a reading, a general reading, we could have a personal reading. And as I mentioned in the October Scorpio broadcast, that I do everything by donation. I feel it's the most fair. Now, Super Chat is how you can donate and put your question also with your donation. And remember that it's publicly being viewed. And or no longer in the link below this one. Isn't that funny? But in the link below the one that didn't work, I have a donation PayPal. I don't have the time to go in and replace that. But if you go there, you can make it, and I can tell me that you've made the donation, and then give me your question, and I will answer it. I'm working with the Weight Rider deck, and I'm going to do, depending on how I feel about you, your question, how I feel about what I'm being guided to do. So I have the totems, which I love, the American Indian animal totems. I have angel cards, which I love too. And besides that, I have the Path of the Soul cards. These are all just extremely positive connections to our angelic self, our higher self. It brings it out of us. So let me look at your questions here. Here you are. All right. So 10 Scorpius. Scorpius. This is so cute. All right. I hope you can all hear me. In October, the month to seek is October. The month to seek for what I've been searching for years. What I believe to be my destiny. That's a very profound question. And you mentioned, did you not? You didn't. I don't see it anyway. Did you mention your sun sign or rising sign or moon sign to me? Are you Scorpio? Did the reading of October have any relevance to you? I'd like to know that before I begin. If you would. No, Ira, I just began with Scorpio for October. The idea of these is very simple. After the general reading, I can come on and answer questions for you, and maybe those, say, Scorpios, if when I do Sagittarius, it would be the Sagittarians that would want to know a little bit more about what was mentioned in the general reading. I can do that for you. I can embellish on it a little bit if you'd like. And if you want a personal reading, I do it by donation, super chat. And normally I would have put the link to my PayPal donation button, but because the previous live chat didn't upload or didn't work, didn't go live, I had to create one quickly afterwards. And so I didn't have the time to put that in the description box below the video. So it would be below the other video. You have to let me know that you've made that donation so that I can verify it and give you a reading. That's the idea. And once I've done a reading, and if no one wants further readings, the idea is we can just chat, kind of occult talk, shall we say. So, all right. Okay, good. So now I understand, 10 Scorpios, that you are a Scorpio. And intuitively, I already feel that it would be the environment, the elemental qualities of October are very good for your question, but let's further investigate. You can see me. See that? You can see me do this. I like to have you watch me do that. It's kind of real time, in the moment. And also, I had mentioned before that I believe very much in everyone having psychic abilities, and we together in the moment can really share our impressions, our feelings about the reading, and help out if possible. You can do that. It's called collective consciousness. You know, before I actually choose, I want to further, I usually put in a couple of reversals. So if you get a reversal, then its significance is even more dramatic. So let's see. All right. There we go. In October, is it the month that Scorpios should be searching, manifesting her destiny? And look what you got. I don't know if you can see it. I'll announce it in a moment. Let me put it right there for you. That is the 10 of Pentacles. Goodness, you couldn't have a better card for a material question. The question of what you do in the world. Just let me think for a brief moment with you. It seems to me this is a very interesting position for the question, because it's already a fait accompli. Somehow that everything has already been set. In a sense, you've already put all the components. The components exist already for this. And it's just a matter of getting together the cooperation of a group of people. There's more than one. Maybe you're even following a familial destiny, something in your family line that wants to, your ancestors in a sense, have been preparing you, preparing the road, and it links you with your community, it links you with your family. It sort of is a grounding in family values as well. There's wealth associated. The card is called wealth. It couldn't be a better endorsement on a material level for its financial success, because there is a structural support for it. Mars in Virgo, Martian energy, aggressive energy. You have to be aggressive. But Virgo, you have to cross every T and dot every I. You cannot be frivolous about details. But you have to be aggressive at the same time and almost defiant in your attitude about what you want. Not letting anybody else's doubt get in your way. So I say absolutely. Absolutely. That's a resounding yes for that question. So let's see. Yes, money coming in. That's right. That's right. Hi, Kevin. Welcome. Yes, it's material. Good. It is the best card for that. Absolutely the best. You're welcome. I wish you all the best with it. It's so hard sometimes, to gather the confidence needed to make these kind of radical moves in our lives. But it's what makes life so exciting and interesting. It doesn't matter if you fail, really, because the experience of it will always contribute to who you are, not only your skill level, but your character. And character is your destiny. All right, enough about money. It is the filthy lucre, right? I don't like to speak about money too much. It should be a consequence of your passion, not not the overall goal. That's a mistake. So if you have any questions, does anyone have any questions about the previous reading? Scorpios, anything else? Yes, I do apologize about a lot of people probably didn't realize where I went. I went immediately here. That's where I went. Oh, hi. Oh, Kevin, thank you so much. Bless your heart. Do you have a question? Any questions, Kevin? Yes or no? Or are you writing it now? I'm the one who needs to be patient. What a beautiful evening. We're having a huge storm here. It's the month of storms in Sarasota. We were very lucky to have missed Dorian. But thank you also, Scorpius, for the donation. I have other cards too. Eager to use them as well in these readings. Will you reach enlightenment in this lifetime? Well, that's not necessarily it's a terribly broad question, Kevin. Let's just play with it, all right? Let's just play. All right, let's play. I want to take out some of the reversals I had in my previous reading and make sure that I rehandle the cards so that I take the energy out from the previous reading and reestablish your reading. You know, enlightenment is an idea that I, as a yoga teacher, have been very interested in most of my life. And there are different ideas about exactly what that is. A Buddhist will say that it's a merging with the Godhead, the release of ego awareness completely. And so the dissolving of what you normally would think of as you, the I. But there are other opinions as well that have different ideas. For instance, there's the saying that eternity is in love with the creations of time. And enlightenment, you see, is almost as if it's a dead end, that there isn't any further to go on the spiritual evolutionary ladder. But in fact, there are those who feel that there is never going to be an end. There's always an infinite possibility of more enlightenment. But with that said, we'll play. and see what comes up. Look at that. How interesting for you, Kevin. You see what that is? That is the 6 of Cups. Absolutely beautiful. You see, because Kevin, what that's saying is that every one of us is unique, a unique individual. And how we attain enlightenment is defined by our uniqueness, our total individual approach. And your approach, described by this card, is the approach of pure innocence, childlike innocence. Probably the best description would be the Christian idea of having to become a child. Reborn as a child. To have a child's mind, a child's open heart, a child's lack of skepticism. As we develop in our cultures, we don the hard armor of skepticism. Doubting of each other, doubting of ourselves, doubting of God, doubting of goodness. And that kind of doubt is poison to the spirit. And you, Kevin, are one who must fearlessly become a child, not fearing ridicule or that you might lose honor or respect or the approval of others. This is about reaching out to other people in pure love, like a child. And when you can establish this in your relationships, because the card shows relationship, it's a boy and a girl. Remember in the Scorpio reading, I don't know if you saw it, but just now, about fun, about how fun and play releases pent up creativity. You may have a mission to show people how they can enjoy life. And the card is also about deep, deep trust. That's what belief is about too, trust. And it's interesting because sometimes Buddhism, again, Jainism, Jainism, is predominantly what is philosophically about enlightenment. But the Christian religion is what I keep feeling, is because there's something about that story, those metaphors, those insights that are pertinent to you. that Christ was saying in his miracles that not only I can do this, but so can you if you believe. Those were the lessons of his miracles. Believe. Belief, again, is lack of skepticism. So if you can achieve those levels of belief, then the seas will part for you. That's what Christ meant by that beautiful story. So there you are, Ken. I hope I hope you like that. Okay. I'm glad. Love and light to you too. Yes, I know. Isn't it beautiful how the universe speaks to us? How our angels are always there to tell us the truth. However difficult the truth might be for others. You know, a lot of people think that all this is all about flowers and bumblebees. But the truth is heavy sometimes. And I know there are people who, you know, there are children who are born with tremendous handicaps, physical handicaps, who have shouldered in this incarnation tremendous challenge. And our heart goes out to them. But I happen to believe that we choose every one of our lives beforehand. We collaborate in the spirit world before we're born with those with whom we are going to have major life experiences together. All of that is calculated to the point where even when a leaf falls from the tree at that exact moment that you meet someone you are destined to meet, all of it is calculated. Not a single thing happens by accident. And you're there in the spirit world making the arrangements. And when you see a child who has a dreadful burden to bear, you can't imagine that God is good. But if you see it from the perspective of eternity, that lifetime has perhaps even more meaning and will develop that person's spirit more than all the easy lives that you see people leading all around you. So, all right. It's almost 8:30. I had a little glitch, as everyone probably knows by now. I'm not very technically astute, but I try, and I don't know why I had trouble with the there we go, with my live chat, but I did. So I apologize for that. if there's anyone else who would like a reading, or if there's something that you would like to talk about with me, something you'd like to bring up, let me know. Let me know. Curious things always go through my mind. That you're out there, but there's no division between people, really. It's very much of an illusion, this sense of I am I and you are you. When I was a child, I had a very difficult time understanding any of it. Understanding the nature of identity. Who am I? What am I? Why am I here? All of it seemed profoundly strange to me. Even having to become a part of my senses, to draw me out of the spiritual world that I so feel at home in, and to come out and join in with the material world. That whole process is much less solid in me than it is in many people. So I see the kind of blurred boundaries between spiritual consciousness and everyday consciousness. I sort of flit back and forth. And I think most of us do, although we're not aware of it. We're all extremely connected with our higher self, inner self. But because of the needs of survival, the needs of having to live in a world that pays little attention or respect for our spiritual origins, it's no wonder we become distracted and lost. Oh, there you go. Broken gong. I didn't see it. Pardon me. And hello, Mr. Minsa. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you found me because I had a little problem with going live. Yes, you did catch me. All right, so without a yes, of course I can. Well, let's do it. Broken gong. I love your name, Broken gong. It's beautiful. All right. Let me re-examine the cards before I do that for you. So brave of you to have these public readings. You never know what secrets will be revealed. All right. Perfect. So give me a moment to shuffle and I'll do that in front of you. Thank you for the table compliment. Girlfriend gave it to me. She said that would look nice on your tarot table. People are so sweet to me. They're always sharing with me. So All right. No, I can't see. For broken bone. Ah, King of Cups. Are you, I've forgotten, are you, broken gong, a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or rising? May I know that? Hello, Albert. Libra, Virgo Moon, Libra rising. I see. That's interesting. All right. Virgo Moon. Because you see, the King of Cups combines two elements, and that's air and water. Air and water, they don't necessarily conflict. A body of water rests under the air. There's air in water, and there's water in air. So they're relatively compatible. This is the kind of leadership that comes from compassion. This is the kind of leadership that is not. He's the one who rolls up his sleeves and shows everyone how it's done. Even if he's in a position of power and authority over those whom he's showing. He leads not by doctrine, but by instinct. Now, they're very astute. You see, that's the air quality. It's about keeping your mind clear, not polluting it with useless information, and keeping yourself completely connected to your heart. Because these two elements are necessary for you to express this leadership. It won't work without it. You're not disturbed, upset by commotion or dissonance around you. The King of Cups, he navigates through rough waters. He's a master yachtsman. Again, not relying on the crew to do the work. He literally is there showing them how to do things, but not with a sense of superiority, but compassion. So there's something broken, gone, that the universe wants you to assume this sort of persona so that you can deal with some turbulence, something turbulent that would cause others to be anxious or display emotionalism. You see, the King of Cups, the King of emotions, he's king, he rules his emotions. He isn't ruled by them. So that's the message. I don't know how relevant it is to you, but that certainly is the feeling the universe wants to convey to you. Pharaoh. Oh, yes. I love these names. I just love these names. Pharaoh. Ofa. Good night, darling. Good night. Yes, I'm going to leave fairly soon if no one else wants a reading. If there's nothing else you'd like to discuss, I'll let you decide. Well, Beth, it's traditionally done here by donation. I have your question, though. It's the way that the channel is supported through these donations. As my yoga classes also. You're sweet, Scorpius. Have a good evening. You may ask. Deepri, oh, is it really? My goodness, I'm glad Broken Gong. Because even though I've been reading for longer than probably most of you have been alive, nonetheless, I'm always made to feel so secure, spiritually secure, when I know that these readings are of help, That's how it makes me feel. There you go, Beth. Thank you so much. All right, let me see your question. You'd like to know anything the cards want to show you about a legal battle that you're engaged in with local government. Oh dear, nothing in the world is as awful for me than to have to go through something like that. Should you pursue on your own or look for attorney assistance? Interesting. All right, well, let's see. Okay, I'm done. I almost misplaced them. I don't know why I put them out here. Hold on. So let me again I just want to make sure that I touch as many of the cards as possible in this new context of your question. Just like that. And I want to make sure you see how I do this. I've had to go through some legal issues recently myself, having to do with family and things like that. I dread it. I've always dreaded that kind of involvement myself. I don't have the fortitude for it that other people have. All right. Yes, it looks like most of the cards are ready. There we go. So just a little more. Just a little. Go. Choice. Goodness. All right. We needed another card. Hold on. I don't want to pick it from the top. No, I don't. I want to think about this. It's Mars in Aries, though. Mars in Aries. It's an extremely aggressive combination. Pioneering, you know. All right, look here. So we have the Two of Wands and we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles might be the lawyer. Somebody who's well versed in financial situations or the material world, the workings of the material world, the workings of the social system, the system. Sometimes he's the hard worker. He's the farmer, the worker bee. You know, about how things are manufactured, how they're made, carrying out the clockwork of how something operates. That's the character of the Knight of Pentacles. Now the two of Wands, you see him standing at the sort of the very edge of his domain. There's something that it's a person who's done well. He's standing at the edge of his castle, which he's worked for very, very hard and accumulated things that make him feel comfortable, secure, even show his prowess, his material prowess. But now there's a consideration of moving forward and having to make a choice. And this is Mars and Aries. Both Mars and Aries are extremely aggressive. So it's two is also two people, two situations, two a choice. And you have to make that choice rapidly and absolutely. It's sort of like there's no hesitancy. Mars is it doesn't wait for kind of the long-term study of a situation, but he takes action immediately. And it's something saying that there's a call for action. There's a call for this decision. And you need the counsel of someone who's very well grounded, will show you what you don't, the minutia of what you don't have informationally or just practically, experientially. So I would say that's a yes on that. And as soon as possible. So there you go. Ah, better you than me, because I would not fare well in a situation like that. Mr. Mensa, you're always up too late. Mr. Mensa is from England. So I hope that helped you, Beth. All the best to you and all my love. Is it hard emotionally? Yes. Mars and Aries. Yes, absolutely. You see, Aryan energy is kind of, Aries is the first sign. We come in to the incarnational travels through Cancer, but it's Aries that really defines our first true uh, learning experiences, shall we say. Cancer is important because it establishes us in our family. It's almost tribal. Like a society is a tribe at first, and then it becomes much more complex later, individuated. And Aries is the individual. Primarily, he's the individual. And everything is about his individuality. And everything is about him going out and seeking experience to forge his individuality. So there's something about this, Beth, that is like that for you. It's like this, there's something about it that's important to kind of like a hard anvil that you have to pound out something in your character against this hard anvil of an experience. Like, then come back. If you can't donate now, come back. I know it's too complex otherwise. Otherwise, we'd have mayhem here. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet everyone. Wish you had little pictures next to you so I could see you. Yes, you can ask questions, but again, it's by donation of any amount as I teach yoga. Mr. Mensa, hope. So I'll make a call out for one more reading if you'd like. And if not, then soon we'll close up shop, close the temple doors. Wish you adieu. Hello, Naomi. A lovely name, too. Thank you, Beth. So nice of you to donate. I do yoga in the morning, every single morning. Yes, I'm like a robot. I get up at 5:30. I'm out the door by 7. And I do about 3 hours of yoga in the morning. Every morning. It's the best thing I do all day. You're a bit of a night owl. That's an understatement. Since I've known you, Mr. Mensa, you've been wandering around all night. Yes, I've been practicing yoga since I was 16. My father uh, practiced karate. He did so that he could learn to meditate. He had 3 jobs. He was supporting the family, and he didn't have any time to sleep. So he took up karate to teach him how to sleep in 5-10 minute segments. And that's the influence I had, which consequently brought up all my future investigations into consciousness and yoga, of course. So I started teaching yoga when I was 20. And I don't think I've stopped since. This is still early for you, is it, Mr. Mensa? What time is it there in England? You're in Liverpool. I just saw the they're having a tour, you know, that flat earth tour. It was in Liverpool, so I got to see Liverpool a little bit. London, lots of people. Maybe I should do this earlier for you sometime, for those who aren't like Mr. Mensa. Well, all right then. I think that's it. What do you think? I'll give you a couple of minutes, and then if no one comes in with a desire for a reading, then we'll say goodnight. Wonderful, a little earlier. Well, I'll try to mix it up since now I know somewhat how to do this. Um, I'll mix it up as far as times, so to give people opportunity from all over the world. As I know I have viewers in Australia, in China. Once I received an order for a reading from Timbuktu. An actual Timbuktu exists in Africa. Oh my. One more from Broken Gong. All right. Will I have a reconciliation and enter into a union with a past romantic partner? Or should you let go and move on? You know, I've done thousands of readings on romantic questions because that often is the most universally challenging part of life. So everyone is curious about their love life. And the tarot rarely sugarcoats anything. So I'm going to give the tarot a rest for a little bit. And I just want to use one of these other decks just for variety's sake as well. And see what message they have. They may not be pertinent to your question, or they may. But I'd like to see. All right. These are the soul path cards. And you received it might not be relevant to you to or important to you to see the image, but there is that image if you can see it. There it is. It's sort of womb-like. All right. So where is it? There it is. 43. Give me a moment. So, the card is called Universal Connection. The guidance you are now receiving is truly universal. Take time daily to connect with your guides and angels. They wish to connect with you as much as you wish to connect with them. They are working very closely with you and are being enormously sympathetic. You're also being encouraged to put down your thoughts, to not rush from one idea to the other, to write a great story for yourself, about your life. It is your personal story and is totally unique to you and only you. It's saying to you, you should write poetry to express the emotions you're feeling. You've got to get this out of yourself. Write down your dreams and the synchronistic events that will occur. This card calls for putting you in connection and experience with spirit. And do it in writing. Well, that's interesting. So, let's see what tarot card comes up for you. And again, I'm going to take a little time to examine the cards and to touch them. So I reprogram them. And to keep in mind your question, will I have reconciliation and enter into union with a past partner? Or should you let go and move on? Ace of Wands, the very card that came up in the tarot reading, in the unexpected position for Scorpio. So the card is very sexual. So there's a sort of sexuality is an interesting physical phenomenon, shall we say, because it can be used for practical, creative purposes. It can be used to fuse together two disparate spirits in one, but the yin yang symbol. Two entities perpetually chasing each other, but never catching each other. It's the thrill of the ride. There's something thrilling about the relationship that seems potent and magnetic. And therefore, highly charged. When this comes up in a question like yours about getting back together, it's an endorsement for it, but it's volatile. So there's almost a sense that even though you're going back and there's been established history, this is a very fresh and new statement about the relationship that you have to start from scratch and not rely upon that history, and to build a relationship that has something untried about it. Not to go back. Often what has damaged a relationship can re-damage it by constantly putting it back into the wound, reopening the wound. You see, it's asking you that if you do enter into the relationship, so far, my feeling is that there is enormous potential there, but that it has a risk factor to it, that it's demanding because there's a lot of energy connected with it. And so what it's asking you to do is sort of to wipe the slate clean and to start fresh, truly fresh, without accusations or the baggage of memory, you see. So I'd say that should suffice. So there you go. You are a writer. Isn't that interesting? All right. Yes, that was an endorsement to write, and to write about your life as it is now. Those parts of your life that are pertinent and relevant to what is driving you. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming. And if there are no more questions, I'll give you a couple of minutes again, because sometimes people just travel in from God knows where. And sweet Ian. So, okay. Feels like the end. Find my ending. I going to end this without a means to end it? Here it is. All right. God bless you all. Thank you for coming. I wish you all the best. And namaste. I love you.